All right, how's everybody doing today? Good. So we got some more questions here. So let's jump into our questions about deliberately creating, manifesting, mind, whatever it is you guys have it. Here we go. Mark, how are you doing? I have a question. Can you please explain the law of attraction in the simplest terms? There's so many complications about vibrations, energy, frequencies. Can you put it in a way that I can understand it? Please show me how this stuff works. Next part of the question is, can you please explain why those things seem to manifest when we like give up, or is it called letting go? What is the science behind that? Okay, all right, so let's go. All right, so the law of attraction in simplistic terms goes like this. So there's this thing, it's called a vibration. The vibration is basically how you feel. How you feel is your feelings. So vibration is your feelings, okay? Frequencies are where the things you want exist. So there's a frequency for everything, and it's out there in the universe. And then the alignment is when you match what you want to bring it into your life. So when when your vibration is up, you're more likely to get what you want. And the reason why is that is because when you're in a state of feeling good doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time. It just means that you have to be in a state of peace, gratitude, or just neutrality. So whenever you're in a state of just chill, peace, cool, then you'll more likely attract the stuff you want. And the reason is because we are not just physical beings. I mean, predominantly we actually 99% of us, we are elements of energy, and we're always going to. The thing with the energy is they have two parts. They have a magnetic part, and they got an electric part, electromagnetic. So you're constantly giving off a vibration through your feelings every day, 24/7, right? And so we have two different vibrations we give off. We give off a vibration in our regular mind. That's when I look around and I think that's a vibration. But we give off a vibration also below our conscious, which is our subconscious mind. And that's the one that's tricky because that's the one you're not aware of a lot. That's the one that's more powerful, and that's because of how you feel. So how you feel will attract more of what you want. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. The next part is why do we things manifest when you give up? Okay, so things don't manifest when you give up. It's not you don't actually give up. What you do, you actually the best way I want to put it to you, you actually let go of the need for a specific outcome. That's what it's called. It's not giving up. When you give up, you totally lock out and you just forget about it. You don't want it anymore. You don't manifest that. You manifest when you stop holding on to the need. It's like okay, it's like say you want something, right? And you really wanted it. And then all of a sudden you just kind of got bored with it. You don't totally like give up. You just kind of like, I'm not totally into it like that anymore. It's still in the back of your mind somewhere, but it's not as up front. It's kind of on the back burner. That's when it manifests for you. And when you ask this question, it's very this is one of the what's the best one for it? This is one of the secret sauce to manifest. And this is the key to manifest anything. If you can develop this kind of it's a mindset too, right? How you guys doing? Thank you. Someone says I manifested a car this way. That's a then good. What's up? All right. So here's how it works. When we want something, two things happen. Okay. There is an intent in our conscious mind. I see that. I want that. Then that creates a desire, goes to the second part within the subconscious mind. That's what you call alignment. When the conscious mind wants that and the subconscious agrees, then you're going to get a feeling. It's going to be like this feeling of giddiness. It's going to be a feeling like, yes. That's when you're on your way to manifest it. That's the first part of it. The second part now is now you decide what you want, and you have the desire out there, and you're focusing on it, right? Now here's the trick to this. Now when you're going to focus on this thing to manifest or create in your life, this is what you do not want to do. You do not want to overindulge in it. You do not want to put it on a pedestal. You do not want to make it look like it's your life. You need this. that's when you're going to repel it instead of attract it. And the reason you're going to repel it instead of attract it is because in your consciousness or in your brain, it doesn't know the difference between what is real or imagination. It's all the same to the brain. So that's the brain now. But here's where the universe comes in. In the universe, you already have everything that you just desired is in this space around you. It's not in a physical form yet, but it's still there energetically. And the energetic part is the one that's very important, because all things come from the energetic realm and they become the physical realm. That's how everything works. Quantum physics, ding, 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 points us to that. You and I are quantum. So the fact that now you're giving a discord to the universe in your brain says, yes, we want this, we need this. And the universe now is where this counts. The universe says, no, you don't want this, you don't need this, because you already have this. So now you put your subconscious mind in a bind. Your subconscious mind is like, all right now, who do I go to? Do I go to the brain or do I go to the universe? Where do you think your subconscious mind is going to go to? It's going to go to the universe, the field, because the field is what creates all of this stuff. Your brain is just an interpretation. So your subconscious is going to say, oh man, hey universe, so this guy already have all this stuff? The universe says, yeah, he got that stuff already. Goes back to the brain again to check. Says, hey man, you sure we don't have this? The brain says, we don't have it. I don't have the money. I don't have the job. I don't have it. So the subconscious says, all right, universe, this guy doesn't have it. Universe says, he does have it. Subconscious is logical. Subconscious says, goes back to the brain and says, sorry my guy, I gotta go with this guy. This guy's my creator. This is my boss. I gotta listen to this guy. So you don't have it, so I'm gonna give you more of not having it. That is called, in physics, it's called the unified field. In that field is where all things come into existence. In that field, you are a part of everything. The field doesn't care about you personally. It doesn't care about your likes or dislikes. It doesn't care who you are, what your name is. You're all the same to the field. The field is perfect symmetry law. All the field cares about is, show me more of what you want, I'm going to give you more of what you want. Show me more of what you don't want, I'm going to give you more of what you don't want. The field is not personal, people. So the subconscious will always obey the field. So this is why when you're going to create anything in your life, you have to desire it, project it, and then you have to kind of let it go, or some people call it give up. I don't give up, but I don't like to use that word. But you have to put it in the back burner. You have to kind of just let it go and say, you know it's coming, you expect it's going to come. And now what happens, so when you do that, here's what happens now. So now let's say you want a car, you want a more job, or whatever it is you want. First thing you're going to do, remember it's a two-step process, right? You're going to consciously desire it, make a decision, right? You're going to constantly acknowledge it first. You got to see what you want. You decide that's what I want. Then what you want now is going to form a desire. That's where the feeling comes in. That feeling now goes to the subconscious. Subconscious now accepts it and says, okay, we agree, that's the alignment part of it. Okay, conscious mind, I agree that we want that car, we want that job, we want that we could have it. Then that agreement now is going to breathe a desire, this feeling, like it's going to make you feel good, happy, whatever it is. Okay, that's this feeling part. Okay, you do that now. Now you send that to the universe, the field. So what happens now? The field says, all right, so you want this stuff. Now the field recognizes that, okay, this guy's not in a need of this stuff. This stuff is like normal to this guy, so let's give it to him. And the subconscious mind says, here you go. That's the secret sauce to manifest or create anything in your life. If you do it that way, you will always get what you want. And this is 100%. This is not even 99%. How many things can go 100%? Well, this is 100%, because it's the nature of reality in the universe. It's the nature of science and physics. This is how it all works in physics. And physics is the blueprint of the universe. You and I are physics. We are quantum physics. Everything in our body is quantum. Did you know that? Let me give you an example of this to show you how quantum. You know quantum? Let me quantum in the simplest. The atom spins. It spins up and down. It has infinite potentials. There's infinite realities you can go into, right? That's it. So Once you make a decision, boom, the universe splits into another decision, into another reality where you can go to. So we are all quantum. Let me show you why you're quantum. When you eat something in your body, okay, that creates an enzyme. The enzyme makes your food digest in about 4 to 6 hours. That is quantum physics. If quantum wasn't involved, it would take billions and millions of years for your body to digest your food, because the enzymes in your body and the enzymes, the cells, they communicate with your DNA. Your DNA gives a signal coming from the universe, quantum, to tell the enzyme to speed up. They have multiple avenues. This is why your body can digest food so fast. That is quantum. That's why you have quantum computers. The same thing with a quantum computer. What a quantum computer is basically, has all possible. It's infinite. There's no. If there's a quantum computer, it could crack any code, any code. Quantum computers are on the forefront, but the technology hasn't got there yet. But they get to a point. But I just want to show you the point of how all of this stuff works. So to answer your question, the reason why it seems like when you give up or you stop wanting, it comes into your reality. Now you know why. It's because you don't put the need for attachment. Now, if you can do that with everything, you will create more of all that stuff. All right? So let me add on. There's another question here to add on to that. Okay. And okay. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Can you talk about why my mind attacks me with negative results, always putting me down, but yet my mind is supposed to help me? What's going on here? Okay. All right, someone says, I won 10,000 twice after watching your videos within 5 months. Yes, of course. That's the lottery one, right? There's a lottery question here too. Hey, Mark, how do I win more on scratch-offs? That's a great point. So we could cover that too. We've got a little time here. All right, so let's talk about the mind, and we'll talk about the lottery thing here, manifesting. So with the mind, guys, your mind doesn't hate you, your mind doesn't dislike you. What your mind is doing is going in protective mode. The reason your mind seems like negative program is because your mind picks up stuff from the past and it circulates it back to you to try to keep you safe. That's all it is. So what you have to understand is your mind is an accessory. It's not you. It's like something to help you survive. If you know that, you don't have to listen to your mind. You do not listen to your mind when your mind is talking negative, because it's not what you want. You listen to your mind when it's talking positive, because that's what you want. Game over. That's how you fix the mind. You tell the mind, listen, I am not entertaining this because it's negative. Thank you. This is positive. Bring me more. Just like that, your mind will adjust. Bada bing, bada bang. Okay? Self-sabotaging. Self-sabotage comes in the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind wants something else, and the mind wants this, the subconscious wants something else. That's self-sabotaging. Now, winning with the scratch-offs in the lottery, you just said you won 10K. So the reason why this person here, let me see, you won 10K. Now I'm going to use you as an example. Sorry, this is D Marie. So D Marie, she won 10,000 twice after watching my videos within 5 months. So let me explain to you why she did this and how it works. Okay? Because what happens is, when you understand that everything comes from a field, in the field there is nothing but your imagination. And what your imagination does, when you imagine something, like for me, when I won the lottery and I did my visualization, I imagined me winning, and I did it repeatedly. So what's the science behind this is, I go into the field. My imagination goes into the field. This is what literally is happening here. I'm just showing the backdrop of how it works. This is the backdrop of real stuff here. Your imagination goes into this field as information. The field is infinite. So what the field sees, it sees this person winning, this person, whatever winning. Okay, so when the field sees that, it sends that information back to the brain. Check this out. Your brain weighs 3 pounds. It's encased in darkness. It never sees the light of day. Those are facts. Your brain never sees the light of day. It never sees air. It's dark. Go back again. Field, imagination, sends information to the brain. The brain takes that information as it comes in as photons of light. The brain translates those lights into images. Okay? Bam! I repeat those images it impresses my subconscious, it thinks it's reality. Then what happens, because there exists infinite realities, so this person, D, I bet she visualized, she affirmed, she's seen it every day, hence it became her physical reality, and she won $10,000. And you can do it all the time. You can whatever you want to do. It's the same principle of how this works. In simplistic terms, the universe is your imagination. Without you here, nothing can come into existence. Yes, he said it. Yes, exactly what I did, right, D? That's exactly what you do. And then listen, you can do this for anything else. You can do this for like a house, whatever you want. You don't have to do it for the lottery. You can do it for anything else you want. Because remember, the field doesn't care. The field has no limitation. The field is infinite. In physics, it's called unified field theory. Consciousness is what we call it. Religion will call it God, but it exists in this field. So if you know that, then you can do this stuff. Now I bet you what else she did. She visualized this stuff, but I could tell you what else you did. You didn't get attached to it. You did it for fun, as if it was fun. When you do it that way, now the field understands that you are one with the thing you want. And if you're one with the thing you want, you must experience the thing, because you're not creating any resistance, which comes from the subconscious. See, the field is going to always give you what you want. Okay? It's your subconscious that can mess you up. Why does the subconscious mess you up? Well, the subconscious has two things going on. It has the ego talking to it. It takes orders from the conscious mind, but it also takes orders from the field. So if your conscious mind is saying one thing and the field is saying another, your subconscious is going to get confused. And that's what we call resistance. That's delay of your manifestation. But eventually your subconscious will obey the field, because the field is where it was created from. See how it works? That's physics. That's stuff that you need to know to how this stuff works. Most people think their lives are a physical thing. Majority of people think when they get up in the morning, their life is governed by someone else, that they have no control, that they're fated by their job, or that they have no hope. They have the saying, this is the cards you were dealt. This is how people live their life, because no one have the knowledge to teach them, to show them that there is no reality. It's mentality. It's your mind that creates all the things you're experiencing, and this is not taught to people. Mark, are vampires real? In some universe they're real. In this universe, I'm not sure, but in the multiverse they are real. Every possible outcome or imagination exists somewhere. If it's not here, it's in the multiverse. Again, that is how the field works. Remember now, the field is infinite, people. If the field is infinite, there's infinite outcomes happening. This is not me. This is what science is saying. I'm just relaying it to you in an understandable, easy way for you to understand it. Do you listen to any subconscious programming when you sleep? Yes, I have always. Every night I go to sleep, I'm always programming my brain, and you should do it too. Your brain, think about this. This will help you. Your brain, okay, I'll put an easy way for you guys to understand this, okay. About 20% of your brain power is used. Okay, when you eat and you're digesting, 20% of that your brain uses for energy. So your brain takes quite a lot of stuff up during your day, right? So your brain's always processing. So it's when you go to sleep at night, the brain has its own what's called lymphatic system in the back of your brain that actually sends fluid at night, and it cleans out all toxins and it releases it. That's how your brain cleans. So you got to retune your brain. So think about this. If you go to sleep every night and there's nothing you're doing to tune up your brain, a lot of the junk in your brain is going to stay and it's going to build up all the time. So every day you go out now, you're getting all these negative, you're feeling down, you're feeling black, you're just into this groove. Okay, now imagine now you found out the discovery that, wow, there's this thing called subliminals. They're binaural beats. They're neuro-linguistic programming. They've been around for over 30, 40 years now. and you can just go to bed and sleep, and they reprogram your brain. That's all you gotta do. And you choose one, you put your earphones on, there's one you don't need earphones, you turn the volume down, and it goes to the subconscious. It actually cleans your brain, it reboots your brain, and it reprograms your brain. It's called auto-hypnosis. And if you do this every night, there's different ones you can use. I have a ton on my channel. You can find them on our YouTube channel. There's one for the lottery, there's one for money, there's one for anything. I mean, they're all out there, people. And if you use them every night, your brain will adapt and take it in. And this is how you clear your subconscious mind. If someone asks me the blocks, this is how you reprogram your subconscious. And that's what I do. I have to do that every night. I've been doing it for the past 5 years. And miracles. There's ones to make you feel better, to feel success. There's ones to take away limiting beliefs, to take away, make you more confident. Anything. Because all of it attributes in the brain. Your brain is where your personality, where your feelings, where your desires, where everything, your habits, is all in the brain. So if you could get to the brain, and then the brain sends it to the subconscious, then you can change your world. But I don't know if many people do it. But if you're seeing this video, this is gold mine for you, because most of these are free. You can go on YouTube and get them for free. You can see them all. You can get them anywhere, man. They're all over the place. And you just plug them in. And the only thing you gotta do, just gotta be consistent. You gotta do it for a certain amount of time, because it takes time for neurons and new synapses to grow, so it becomes a pathway in the brain. And that's usually about 3 months, man. And your whole life will change, and you'll notice a difference, because you'll see that you are a program. See how that works? So that is the basis. Yes, you listen to it while you sleep. Yeah, you can listen to it. You can loop them. My manifestation were important for months, but now they've stalled. My process is the same thought. Well, okay, so I'll answer this one. So it's not that the manifestation is stalled, it's just because your mind is expecting or looking for something. This is where I talk about, like, the detachment comes in, where you just let it go. You shouldn't even notice if it's been months. You just let it go, because nothing ever stalls. Nothing's ever at rest. What's actually happening is things are changing in the background that you're not aware of. So it means that it's about to happen. Anytime you notice like a big pause, something big is getting ready to happen. That's what happened to me when I was winning the lottery, manifesting the lottery. You know, I used to see the numbers all the time, the 7s, the 8s, and I used to get lots of wins, tickets. Then all of a sudden, boom, everything stopped for like 2-3 months. And then guess what? After those 2-3 months, then the next month and a half is when I won. So anytime you're about to hit something big or a big manifestation, you're always going to get that pause. It could last for a month. It could last for a few months. It could last for a few days. It's a part of the physics. That's how it works. So it's your mind that tells us something is wrong, because it can't see. Remember, your mind can't see the invisible. Your mind cannot see what? Cannot see beyond the field. The only part of you that can see the field is your subconscious through your intuition. That's the only part, because it's always connected to the field. Your subconscious is connected to the field. Your conscious mind isn't connected to the field. Your conscious mind is connected to the 3D reality. Your conscious mind is an observer. It's a processor of information. Your subconscious is the receiver, the retriever of information, and passes it to the conscious mind. So if you're using your mind and your ego and trying to figure out why it's not coming or why I'm stuck, you're going to play a losing game, because it can't see what it cannot see. So this is stuff you have to learn. This is stuff that you got to know. And when you know this, then you don't have to stress yourself out. Oh, yes. Okay. Do you think it's necessary to do shadow work? Can you talk more about the what? The pause? The pause, basically, so what the pause is, when things stop, what's happening behind the scenes is, okay, and remember now, everything is energy, right? So we can't create or we can't destroy energy. We know that, right? The first law of thermodynamics, okay? So if energy is transforming, it has to create what's called momentum. So when something is going to change, it has to slow down. That looks like the pause to you and I. But in the background, what's happening? The energy is going like this. Then it slows down. It's changing. It's readjusting. It's coming into a new form for what you want. That's what we see as the pause. It could last in our spectrum. It could last a day, a week, months, or even sometimes years. But remember, to the energy itself, it's happening now because there's no time. But into our minds, we think it's time, but it's not actually time. Okay, now the shadow work question is, shadow work is basically remapping your story. So yes, we all have the part of this process. You have to change your story to manifest your full potential. You cannot manifest abundance with a negative mindset. You cannot manifest abundance with a lack mindset. So that's called changing your story. So if you're someone that's gonna change your life, you have to change your story. Your story is what you think and say and feel about yourself. You have to tell yourself a new story. You have to say, I'm successful, I'm happy, I'm da-da. And this is where the easiest way, if someone asks me shadow work, if you don't want to go through the drama of doing it, there's a simplistic way. It's like, okay, if you want to put it this way to you, you can take the long process of doing meditation. You can stay focused and be aware. It just takes a lot of energy to do that, to do shadow work. And you can that could last years, man. Sometimes months, a lot of things. You gotta watch and observe your thoughts and all this stuff to do shadow work. You could take that way, or you can do the new technological way. You can actually use subliminals to change your story. You can do shadow work. You can get a subliminal that says, release my resistance, stop my negative thoughts, give me a new story. And then you listen to that while you sleep for like 90 days and boom, you're done. You're in and out. Instead of doing it the hard way, which is like noticing, following. That's the easiest way to do shadow work. So most people are doing it the long way. They're like meditating a lot. They're watching their thoughts, which is all good. But all shadow work comes from the subconscious. You see, guys, you got to get into the new thinking, the new era we're living in. Like, things are changed. There's different technologies. There's things we learn about the brain that we didn't learn many years ago. And many of us are stuck in old cycles, doing things old ways. You don't need to do that anymore. Now you can take the expressway. You can take the local road if you want. It's going to take you more time, or you can jump on the expressway. That's why they have different roads. They have the local road and the expressway. They make the expressway so you can get to your destination a lot faster. Expressway is when you use the subconscious subliminals. Local road is when you do it yourself. When you try to figure and chill and all. Nobody has time for that. If the technology wasn't around, then we're stuck. But now we have the technology. That's correct. That's the way to describe the pause. There will always be pause. There will always be. Whenever, let me tell you, leave you a tip, and I gotta go for this one. Whenever you're creating anything in your life, there always is going to be a point where it seems like nothing is working. It's going to stop. That's great. That means it's about to come in. So don't listen to your mind when your mind says, oh man, I can't see any of this stuff, man. What's happening here, man? You know, What does it mean when you hold a scratch off and your finger tingles? You got a winner. Probably got a big winner there. Because got to remember, guys, everything is energy. And you know, the thing about energy, it likes to communicate with energy because it is magnetic. Energy likes to talk to each other. They like to attract. That's how they work. A scratch off is energy. Your energy, you're both communicating. The scratch off will let you know you have a winning ticket in your hand because the energy is high. Same thing with the casino. The machines will talk to you when you're about to hit. Did you know that? Yep. I taught this to a lot of people, a lot of individuals that would like to go to the casinos, and I showed them. I said, "Hey, did you know the machines at the casino? If you know the game, and you put your fingers across the machine, each machine, the one that's getting ready to hit is gonna feel different. It may give you like a shock or a little pulse, and if you stay and play at that machine, you'll win big." Some people didn't believe me when I told them that. But then after I made the video, this was years ago, I had so many people messaging me back. Wow, Mark, I won 30,000. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe this worked. Of course it works. Because energy is connecting to energy. If you know the difference between a high energy and a low energy, that's the difference between abundance and lack. So if the machine, and you feel it, and it feels good, different, that's the machine telling you, I am due. Because energy can't lie, people. This sounds trippy to a lot of people. I know it does, because people say, "Man, this can't be true, man. How can blah, 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 blah." I would have thought this a while, but when I got into quantum physics, I mean, it was a game changer, because it's really beyond trippiness. Beyond trippiness, right? So, those things I want to leave you with, and I'll catch you next time. We'll do some more questions.